Hey guys, this is Tara Devlin, and this is Devlin versus the news. Let's get into it. Today's news is it's Labor Day, and what better day to point out that the Republican Party and Trader Trump are on a relentless crusade against America's workers. It really does come down to what is the meaning of life, what is the meaning of an economy. To Republicans, the meaning of an economy is to make the morbidly rich even richer and to make the working class the more malleable working poor. It's not just me flinging pejoratives over here. We have the receipts. Republicans are on a relentless crusade against the American worker. Every opportunity that they have to roll back worker protections and to make the lives of working people a little easier, they take the opportunity to hurt the American worker. This whole Trump as the working class billionaire is insulting, to say the least. I mean, because he never met a labor protection that he didn't loathe, try to gut. That's for sure. And he made his living pre being the so-called president. He made it being a con man, trying to separate people from their money. He never innovated anything. He's not very smart. He's lazy. So he would pick up on cons that other people did better, like multi-level marketing vitamin scams and, of course, Trump University, even his casinos. It's just another opportunity, a way to separate people from their money, to exploit addiction. He never added value. He just tried to exploit people in any way possible. We have the receipts for the fact that he would stiff workers. That was part of his business plan. Sure, you can make a lot of money if you don't pay people for the work they do. And that's what he would do. He would sign on with a local contractor, and the local contractor would be like, wow, this is great. I have such a great opportunity making cabinets in the tacky Trump hotel. When they did their job and they submitted the invoice, he would say, well, F you, sue me. I'm not going to pay you. I'm only going to pay you half. Take it to court. He would say, well, they didn't do a good job, which of course is bullshit. Small business owners, they don't have the time or the money to go sue this effing disgusting con man, this parasite. That's how he would make his money. Then, of course, when his businesses would go bankrupt, it was the workers who were stiffed their last paycheck or whatnot, which is a big deal when you are living paycheck to paycheck in this effed up, least upwardly mobile country. We used to be the most upwardly mobile. Now we are the least upwardly mobile. We used to have the slightest income gap between rich and poor. Now we have the widest income gap. The income gap in the United States is wider than it was in ancient Rome. This is by Republican policy. It's by design. It didn't come by accident. The middle class wasn't built because billionaires felt like trickling it. It was built for New Deal government policy. Let's not forget that. We're celebrating Labor Day. It's the labor movement for the 8-hour workday, for unemployment insurance, for sick leave, for things that the Republicans are trying to roll back at this very moment. Child labor laws, for Christ's sake. They're very crafty and evil about it. They'll say, well, a kid should learn responsibility and it'll teach them the dignity of work. Go screw yourself. No one knows the dignity of work more than people who work for a living. Teach Donald Trump Jr. the dignity of work first, please. When you look at everything that they're doing, it's clear. They are dragging us back to the system the founders fought a revolution to overthrow. That's why they don't want free higher education, because it will make you more apt to vote Republican the more ignorant you are. But what do you need education when you're working in the fields? You're toiling in the fields, awaiting your rewards in heaven, which is another reason the Republicans are rolling back the wall of separation between church and state. And that's how the Democrats have to message this, to remind the American people, there Republicans go again, attacking the pillars of democracy. It's a full-on assault against the worker. They want you to toil in the fields, have no education, to live paycheck to paycheck, and not pester your betters for a decent middle-class life, because your rewards will come in heaven. And the rich have the earthly rewards all wrapped up. And that's why Republicans want to separate people from government, because government is the only entity, and that is government of we the people, the only entity large enough and powerful enough to tell the billionaires to play nice with the plebs. And here's just some of the receipts. It will be in the article that accompanies this video. Right now, Republicans are rolling back minimum wage rules for millions, especially home health care workers, deregulation of overtime pay, slashing earnings for millions of workers. So don't believe the bullshit when they're like, oh, no tax on overtime. If you don't qualify for overtime, sure, there'll be no tax on it. One of the first things Trader Trump did was roll back by executive order, federal workers qualify for overtime. You would be surprised to learn, I'm sure, not surprised, that less people qualify. The exact opposite was true with Joe Biden. So he was rolling back Joe Biden's regulations that allowed more federal workers to qualify for overtime, undoing really unfair laws. Every time I hear that word, I think of the baboon going, oh, unfair, unfair, everything's so unfair. Yes, it's unfair, but not in the way he says. It's unfair that we have to endure sharing the same air with someone so patently evil. And people who voted for him, shame on you. Shame on you. They're also removing federal rules for safety standards in construction and agriculture and mining. What do they care? It's not their life and limb. You're basically Soylent Green to them. Know them by their fruits. They are stripping union and collective bargaining rights from federal workers and stacking courts with anti-labor judges. They're imposing anti-union National Labor Relation Board appointments. Of course, this is a very old and tried and true tactic from the fascists. It started with Reagan. And of course, the old rolling back of child labor law in states across the country. Long hours, riskier jobs, no work permit required across dozens of Republican-led states. And they sell it like, oh, we're just teaching them responsibility. Well, we know that's bullshit because we have the receipts for that. It's children of the poor are those who are working, not the rich. They're not learning the dignity of work. These rich parasites, they're learning how to rig the game against the working class and how easily so many Americans will fall for it. Shame on you if you voted for this. They're dismantling rules protecting vulnerable groups, including women, people of color, veterans. They are refusing to guarantee sick leave, which is disgusting, of course, because the United States stands alone, just like we stand alone as being a country that guarantees no leave at all, or vacation time. They're gutting workplace protections against hazardous substances such as benzene, lead, cotton dust, prolonging deadly working conditions, which says it all. They don't care. You're nothing to them. That's why we are in this together. We have to fight them legally and peacefully. We have to unify and understand what we're up against. Ever since Reagan urinated on our legs and told us it was trickling, the middle class has slipped lower and lower on the ladder. And of course, the Republicans are also halting grants and programs that fight forced labor. And forced labor is slavery. Because why would you promote workers' rights worldwide when you're an antagonist against workers' rights at home? They don't like working people. You are nothing but a host from which to suck profit and discard. Never forget that. The big ugly bill removes requirements for safe working conditions, allows for lower pay, strips basic standards from workers, while handing giant tax breaks to billionaires. So guys, there's no sugarcoating it. Trump and the Republican Party hate the working class. Their policies foster vulnerability and exploitation. They do not share the wealth that our labor makes possible in the first place. And they are stripping away our protections by the day. Let's understand that every decent thing that workers have won is on the chopping block thanks to Trump and his Republican Party. The fight for working dignity is as urgent as it's ever been. So thank you for listening. All I can say is that I will be here doing what I can to get the word out and help restore the working people to their American birthright. A decent middle-class life should be at least the standard for a shining city on a hill, especially the richest country on earth. We can do it. We will do it because we will win. We're on the right side of history. We're on the right side of decency, dignity, democracy, humanity. Thank you for listening. Please check out the Tara Show every Tuesday and Thursday right here on the Political Voices Network with myself and Tara Dublin. My show on Friday nights, Tara Buster, on the Political Voices Substack and Tara Buster YouTube channel. If you can, kick in to my Substack as a paid subscriber to help keep this content going and growing. We stick together, we win. My name is Tara Devlin. Thank you. I'll see you soon.